Hello, everybody, and welcome to the webinar. This is Bradley Sutton from Helium 10, and we're going to be talking today all about the backbone of your Amazon business, which is keywords. All right, we're going to go over some techniques to find keywords that drive more organic sales, and that could potentially drive PPC sales as well. So really quick, let me just go over what we're going to be doing today. All right. So we're going to, or what you're going to learn, right? You're going to learn the true backbone to every successful business on Amazon. Spoiler alert, I just gave it to you guys as keywords, right? We're going to talk about, how to find buyer relevant keywords that attract the right customers. We're going to go over our latest keyword research strategies for 2021. And we're also going to go over the big no mistakes that you should avoid. Really important, guys. This whole thing is going to be so valuable for you, regardless of your stage on Amazon. Speaking of which, I'm just out of curiosity. I believe the team prepared a couple polls. I just want to see, first of all, like where you're at in your Amazon journey. All right. Are you, new selling to Amazon? So you might have a poll pop up on your screen if we've got that available. But yeah, have you not sold on Amazon yet? You just started with your first product maybe this year. You've been selling on Amazon more than this year. So, from 4 to 11 months, but just under a year, or you've been an experienced seller selling more. Let me just see here. We've got, wow, pretty even. Very interesting here. I'm seeing, um, good grief, how many attendees do we have? We already have 2,000 votes. How is this even real life? This is crazy. I guess there's a lot of people on this webinar. Um, all right, the winner is have not sold on Amazon yet, 35%. Interesting. All right, number two is over 1 year. So we've got the top two here are the two opposite ends of the spectrum. Guess what, guys? Regardless of which bucket you fall into, we're going to have some valuable information, some things that I haven't even brought up on webinars. I'm going to even have some advanced keyword research. But for those of you who are brand new, there might be a couple things you're like, whoa, this is kind of like blowing my mind here. This might be too advanced. No, I don't want you guys thinking about that. We are going to have a lot of the bread and butter as well of what you need to get started. Now, that was the first poll. I'm going to be using, I don't want you guys to think that this is going to be some kind of just like Helium 10 big, sales pitch or software demonstration. All right. I see 35% of you have not sold on Amazon. I'm just curious, of the ones who are selling on Amazon or not, what level of Helium 10 are you at? I know there's a lot of Helium 10 members here, so we're going to show you guys a different poll right here. Because those of you who are already Helium 10 members, if you've got a computer, what I want you to be doing is mimicking some of the things that I'm going to be going over. But again, this is not some just like software demonstration, guys. All right. I'm going to be giving you guys actionable strategies, regardless if you use Helium 10 or not, or even if you use another tool, you're going to be able to implement the things that I'm going to be going over today. But I'm just curious. I want to see how many people maybe can follow along with what I'm doing on their own Helium 10. All right, we've got a lot of you are already Helium 10 members, platinum or above. So yeah, those of you, those 50% of you who said that you're already platinum members, if you're doing this on the desktop computer, pull up your Helium 10 another window, and I want you guys to maybe follow along on some of the things. But we see a lot of people here on the free plan, and there's a number of people as well who do not have Helium 10 at all. That's great. Don't for those of you who said you're not, I'll make sure to give you guys a small offer at the end. Don't worry, guys. This is not like some 1 hour long pitch. Like I said, I don't like doing webinars like that. But for those of you who are not Helium 10 members, I'll make sure to have throw some bonuses your way. Now, thank you for those polls, Lonnie. Again, regardless of where you're at in Amazon, regardless of if you have Helium 10 or not, or what level of Helium 10, you're going to get value out of today's workshop. Real quick, my name, again, if this is your first time seeing me, is Bradley Sutton. I'm the Director of Training here at Helium 10 and the Chief Brand Evangelist. Follow us on Instagram, guys. Take a selfie. Take a selfie right now of you guys watching this webinar, wherever you're at. And then make sure to follow Helium 10 Software. All right, tag Helium 10 Software. Go ahead and tag me while you're at it. I always put information out there. Just tag both of us, and we'll I don't know how to say it. It's like retweet. You don't retweet on Instagram. We'll repost. There you go. Repost it to our Instagram as well. Now, Before we get started here with the show, I just want to make sure everybody's of the same mindset. This is like something I always go over, but is very, very important. Let me just go full screen here for a second here. All right, this is very important when it comes to your keyword research. So guys, right now, make sure that you can see me full screen. So just if you don't see me full screen, just go to view on your Zoom right now and hit speaker view. All right, so go to view and hit speaker view. Anyways, real quick, think back to what's the last thing that you bought on Amazon. And those of you who want to, go ahead and throw it into the chat here. Um, Usually I do some like talking with you guys, see where everybody's from. I forgot to do that right time. So if you want to, go ahead and put where you're at. Somebody says printer toner. Somebody says a laptop battery, keto snacks, water bottle. Water bottle. Hey, you know what? That's one of the things that I recently bought too. I've had this not recently. I've probably had this for like a year now, but I have it right here at my desk. So think now you guys have trampoline ladder. What in the world is that? You guys have bought some pretty interesting things. Anyways, now that you guys put that there, I want you to think back to when you first thought about buying that. All right. It wasn't just some spontaneous thing. Oh, there's my Amazon app. There's a trampoline ladder. I'm going to go ahead and buy that. That's probably not what happened. How did this happen? All right. So a year ago, I said I've had this bottle for a year. Well, when I was at the Helium 10 office, I'm at my house right now. When I was at the Helium 10 office, what was happening was we have a kitchen there, right? So I could get water or I could get drinks. We had a tequila room. Now we're not allowed to drink tequila during the day at the office, but in the tequila room, there's like these refrigerators and there's sodas in there and everything. So I always had liquid refreshments at the office. When I started working at home, I found that I was just like stuck here at my desk longer. I don't know how that worked, but I would always take walks and things like that. So what was happening was I was keeping track of my water consumption and I realized I wasn't drinking enough water. So I was like, I need something that uh, I can have water right here at my desk and it stays cold throughout the day. All right. So what is that called? That is called a need, right? A need came up. So for you who had the trampoline ladder, for somebody else who wanted to buy a dog color, things like that, what was that need, right? So I had this need. Now, at the moment that this need came in my mind, I already had an image in my head of what I wanted to get. All right. I had an image in my head of what I wanted to get. I was like, it's going to be a big bottle. It's probably going to have some insulation in it. I would imagine paying like $25 for this. It's going to keep my water cool. I already had all of those things in my mind. So all of you guys who said something that you wanted to buy, or you had a need, or the last thing that you bought, think back to what that image was. You guys probably had an image in your head. I keep making fun of the trampoline ladder person. I forgot whose name that was, but you probably had an idea about, you knew you didn't want to pay $1,000 for a trampoline ladder. You probably had an idea of the price. You knew what it wanted to do. What's the next step in the buyer journey? We go and we transfer that image in our head into a what? Who can tell me? Put it in the chat right now. What do we transfer that image in our head into in order to use on Amazon? A keyword, a search term. Yes, good. Yael, Denisa, excellent. A search term. So guys, everybody who told me what you had purchased on Amazon, tell me, what keyword did you use? If you remember, what was that? How did you transfer that image into your head into a keyword? Was it the same thing that you just posted earlier? For me, what was it? It was insulated water bottle. That was what I did. All right. So that's what a buyer does. What's the next step? Now they look at the search results of what comes up, and now they're trying to find the product that matches the image in their head of what they had that would solve what? Their original need. Now, here is the thing. You could have 1,000 different people all wanting something like this, right? Guess what? They could be searching a different keyword, every single one of them. Some people like me might say insulated water bottle. Other people might say Yeti water bottle. Some people might say stay cool water bottle. There are a lot of different ways that people search on Amazon. So as Amazon sellers, the key, the backbone of your Amazon business is, how can I make sure that I have identified all of the possible keywords that someone would use to describe my product if my product is something that matches that image in their head of what they were looking for? Because it doesn't matter how great your product is or how much it actually would fill somebody's need. They're never going to see it if your product does not come up in search. So let's go ahead. That's the mindset I want you guys to be in and to understand exactly how important keyword research is. All right. So we're going to go over 10 different ways, guys. And then at the very end, I'm going to have 5 bonus methods for you that we're not even going to have all of them in the replay. So make sure to stay to the end because we're going to have 5 bonus strategies for you as well for keyword research, some of which I have never presented before. All right. So the very first thing we are going to talk about today is keyword research before you even pick your product. All right. So a lot of you had said that you had not even sold on Amazon yet. Well, how can you do keyword research even before you know what you're going to sell? All right. So, for example, the very first method we're going to talk about today is the keyword seasonal? All right. How can you know that? All right. You can use X-ray. All right. X-ray, for example, here's an Amazon search I just did the other day of green straws. What holiday just passed, guys? What holiday just passed? Who can tell me? Not Christmas. That was a while back. St. Patrick's Day, Spencer says. Linda, Maria, all right? Now, what if I didn't know that? What if, I mean, we're cooped up in our houses, some of us, like we didn't know that there was St. Patrick's Day. Well, I could look at this keyword, you guys see this here, green straws, right? And I'll be like, wow, 2,000 people search for this. This is like a hot product. There's people who are always looking for green straws, right? No, what you should do is click on the graph. That's an X-ray. By the way, this is a brand new feature, an X-ray. I guarantee 99% of you Helium 10 users didn't even know that you could do this. But right there in the graph, in X-ray, hit it. And then you're going to see that, wait a minute here, the interest is peaking around February right here. And it's because, oh yeah, there's St. Patrick's Day. So everybody was having St. Patrick's Day, even though they're not supposed to be having parties right now, right? But then throughout the rest of the year, there's not that much searches. But then again, last year around February, what happened? Huge peak. And then the rest of the year, not much. Seems to be there was a peak around Christmas time too. Hey, green straws, people might use that for Christmas. That's a interesting, thing to know. Again, back to 2019, another peak in February. So again, important thing is check for the seasonality, guys. When you're doing your keyword research, if you're looking for a product, don't get all excited just because you see tons of people searching for it. Make sure that you know, is it seasonal or not? What else? This is something that I think is very important when we are talking about your product research as it relates to keywords is how many listings have the keyword in the title. So let's say you search for green straws. How many listings have green straws in the title in those search results on page 1? This is a method that we talked about on the Serious Sellers podcast. All right. So Serious Sellers podcast, guys, this is the most listened to podcast in the world for Amazon sellers. Make sure those of you new, subscribe to it on your Apple Podcasts, on your Spotify. Just type in Serious Sellers Podcast. Now, episode 200. Don't listen to it right now. Go back and listen to this after the webinar. Take a listen if you haven't done so on episode 200. How many people here have listened to episode 200 about the Maldives honeymoon on the podcast? Let me know in the comments here. But in this episode, one of the strategies that you talk about in this Maldives honeymoon is looking at the keyword. How many listings have the keyword in the title? Because this is important to let you know how difficult it might be or how competitive that niche might be. For example, here is a search on Amazon for, you guessed it, collagen peptides. You guys notice something? What's in yellow here? Hopefully you guys are not on your phone and you can see this here. You see every single one of the top 8 listings on the search results. And it's like this for almost the entire first page. Look at that. Every single one has the word collagen peptides in the exact phrase. All right. So this gives you some insight about this niche. Now, contrast that with coffin shelf. There are still some listings here on page 1 that have coffin shelf in it. But look, it's only 1, 2, only half of them have coffin shelf. The others aren't even coffin shelves. They're coffin related something or other, but there's only 4 products here on the first page of coffin shelf that even say coffin shelf, or four out of the first 8, I should say. All right. So this is something that you should look into when you're wondering, how competitive is it going to be for me on this keyword for my product? And how can you do that? Now, I could just go in and do this little highlight or control F or something like that. That's not a very practical way. But if you don't have Helium 10 X-ray, absolutely, that's what you got to do. do a control F, but keep in mind that that is not going to always give you the answer you need, because sometimes listings are, do you guys know what truncated means? I hope I'm using that word correctly. I'm not a very good vocabulary person. Look, this is a truncated title. You guys see here how it says dot, dot, dot. So the title is so long that Amazon cuts it off, but maybe this product has coffin shelf like after the title. All right. Lindy says I'm using the keyword right, or using the vocabulary word. Good, guys. Sometimes I try and get fancy here. Anyways, let's keep going here. All right. What's the easier way to find this out? Those of you who have the X-Ray, we just had a new feature installed just this morning, where if you're on the page, you see here, I don't know if it's kind of hard to see, you see coffin shelf is right here. You can run this filters section, and I could say title keyword search. Hats off to Simon. I would take my hat off to him, but my headphones is on here. Anyways, hats off to Simon. He's our product manager for this tool here. He implemented this title keyword search, so I could just put in coffin shelf, and then what it's going to show me is, hey, there are 8 out of the 60 listings here on page 1 that have coffin shelf in it, Now, what does that mean? 8 out of 60. That's great, because that's not that much competition. Remember, competition at the keyword level is very important. Some of you guys are saying that, it's kind of small. Make sure that to blow it up and that you're not looking at my face. So guys, just one quick thing I discovered on Zoom is under the view settings, make sure that the screen that you're looking at is what is the big one, not my face. You guys don't want to be looking at my face. All right. Number 3, what's the third strategy we're going to talk about today? Is finding instantly the most search keywords that start with a string of letters. A lot of you might not know about this. So go into the magnet tool, guys, and just start typing in some letters or a word, right? So if I type in collagen, all of a sudden, you're going to see some autofills, some autocompletes inside of Helium 10 Magnet. Now, maybe some of you thought that, oh, this is just mimicking the autocomplete of Amazon or something. You guys know what this is? This is actually querying our database of tens of millions of keywords. And for the US market, like if you're in the US market, this is showing you in order the most searched words on all of Amazon that start with whatever you entered in. I haven't even pressed enter at this point. So guys, don't overlook how powerful just the autocomplete in Magnet is. So if I type, I'm just curious, collagen. This is like an interesting ingredient. What are the top search things that have to that start with collagen, right? Jose says, what if it's not in the US market? You can do this on almost all of the Amazon markets that we have access to, Canada, Mexico, Germany, Netherlands, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So now instantly, within 3 seconds, I know that the most searched term that starts with collagen in whatever market I'm looking in is collagen powder. Not even collagen peptides. The second most is collagen peptides, then collagen pills, then collagen peptides powder. So guys, I bet you a lot of you 60% who already are Helium 10 members might not have even realized that you have this feature. You can get this information in literally seconds, so you can get the most search things that start with any string of letters. Number 4, we're just like rolling through these strategies here, guys. Find keywords related to a search term from 3 different data points. All right, 3 different data points. There's a lot of tools out there that give you insights into keywords, but none that give you this level, right? So what are those 3 data points? In Magnet, whenever you enter in something like, let's say, collagen peptides, I actually get almost 18,000 keywords. I almost get 18,000 keywords right here. Now, what 3 data points are there? It's funny. Some people try and say, oh, Helium 10 might only show you the keywords that have a certain keyword in it. No, that's not what we're doing at all. We're showing you the organic keywords. Where does that come from? So let's say collagen peptides. What we're doing is we're taking that keyword, looking at who are the top sellers, and then we're showing you other keywords that they are showing up for. All right. This is not some like relevancy thing. All right. A lot of people say, hey, there's a lot of irrelevant keywords I see. There's no way that there's 18,000 relevant keywords. That's not what we're trying to say. We're not trying to say that there's 18,000. Every single one of these 18,000 keywords are relevant to collagen peptides. But these 3 data points are important to look at. Again, organic keywords. So if I'm looking at the top sellers of collagen peptides, I want to know what other keywords that they are performing well for, right? The other thing is Amazon recommended. I don't know of anybody else who shows this, but Amazon has this entire database of all of their tens of millions of keywords and products. And what they do is they have this list for every single product on Amazon. Amazon has an internal list of the product of the keywords that they recommend that you advertise for a product. It's not the same, even in the same niche for collagen peptides A and collagen peptides B. Amazon has a different list of keywords that it thinks you should advertise for, and it has its own scoring system. All right. Amazon scores these keywords like from 1 to 999. All right. And so what we're showing you is the top ones that Amazon recommends. Now, is this does this mean that, hey, this is guaranteed to be a great keyword? No, but a lot of times people ask us, how do I know what Amazon thinks is right for my listing? Well, this is one of the ways. I don't know of anybody else who has this Amazon recommended feature. And then the other one is Smart Complete. I'm going to talk a little bit more later about Smart Complete. All right. What else do we have? Let's keep going here. Here's another thing. All right. On that collagen peptides, this is actually what comes up in Magnet. And this is something that is important for everybody to understand, is that, you know, there's a lot of keywords out there, right? There's a lot of keywords out there that are in different languages. Now, in America, what do you guys think is the main language other than English that comes up in search terms that people use to search on Amazon? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. What would be the main one you think? Spanish. Everybody says Spanish. But as you guys can see right here, in addition to Spanish, there are other keywords that are showing up. All right. It's not just Spanish. Like here is, what do you guys see? This first one. This is Korean. There's Korean that shows up in right here. Let me see. How do I say? I don't have it right here. I wish I could say it. There's a word that I could say, and there's Korean. They even taught me how to say it, but I forgot. Hangul, right? 알았어, 진짜 한글입니다. Okay, that's all the Korean I can speak. Anyways, guys, this is a Korean word. Here's Arabic. All right. Now, here's the thing. Remember, I told you about how sometimes people think, oh, you know, a lot of these keywords that show up are not relevant. You know, people like to throw around that relevancy thing. But one thing that we don't do is that we don't say things are relevant. You won't see that in the Helium 10 tools. Oh, this is relevant. This is not relevant, whatever, because that is very subjective term. Now, you might think, those of you who speak Korean or who speak Arabic might think, why in the world would these keywords come up? These are not relevant. All right. What do these words mean? Watch this. If I were to actually search this Korean one, right? Watch what comes up on Amazon. There's collagen peptides right there. There's collagen peptide. This is page 1 of that Korean keyword that I don't even know what it means, but it's some kind of powder, right? But I would say that could be considered relevant. If if people are searching this keyword in Korean and they're choosing to buy collagen peptides, of course, that's kind of a relevant keyword. What about that Arabic word there? That Arabic word, actually, if I'm not mistaken, is something for a set. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing this right. Cedar leaves or cedar leaves, right? Now you might be thinking, wait a minute. All right, Bradley, this is definitely a keyword that has nothing to do with collagen peptides. This is some kind of leaf, some kind of organic powder, right? However, you guys notice here on the search results of this Arabic keyword, by the way, you can see right up here. This is on Amazon.com. People are searching in Arabic on Amazon.com. Well, maybe a lot of you guys didn't even realize that, right? Take a look here. Moisturizing for the skin. You guys see that right here? Moisturizing for the skin. How about here? Rejuvenates hair. Rejuvenates hair. Now, what does collagen peptides do? You guys know? Let's Google it. What does collagen peptides do? Take a look right here. The best collagen supplements for skin, hair. Collagen peptides for hair, skin. So again, somebody might look at these keywords and you're like, no, this is way too many irrelevant stuff. What is this nonsense word in another language that does not even have to do with collagen? Guess what, guys? Don't just think that you understand the niche and that you know. Don't go by what you think is relevant. Follow the data, guys. Don't automatically just discard words because you think it's not relevant to your niche. Look at that. Now you understand why this Arabic word might have been coming up here in Helium 10 is because it also has to do with hair and skin. All right, let's keep going. You guys having a good time? You guys learning something right now? How many people here were today years old when you found out that people are searching on Amazon.com in Arabic and Korean? How many people were today years old? I was yesterday years old when I found that because I just did these slides yesterday. I was like, whoa, collagen peptides, there's Korean and Arabic. Awesome, awesome. Benny said, Mohammed says he's 20 years old. So that Mohammed is probably 20 years old because he probably knows very well. He's smarter than me. He knew that people were searching in Korean and Arabic. All right, let's keep going here. Let's reverse engineer a product keyword strategy. Again, this, I'm going to show you guys how to do it in Helium 10, but regardless of what tool you use, you guys need to be doing this. All right. This is something that is super, super important for you to do. Especially those of you who are existing Amazon sellers, or if you have never sold a product on Amazon before, you guys have an advantage. And here's what I'm talking about when you have that advantage. Let's think about the old days. Like we're in the 60s, 70s, 80s, or even now. If we were selling a product in a traditional brick and mortar store, like the side marketer or the corner market, or HEB if you're in Texas, or what do we have here in California? Do we have Ralph's anymore? I don't think we have Ralph's, Kroger or whatever, right? If I was selling collagen peptides, I was a collagen peptides manufacturer. It's on the shelves. I told you guys I'm not good at vocabulary. It's on the shelves there in Walmart. Could I just go to the store, like my local store, and look at the collagen aisle, the supplements aisle, and take a look at my competitors? All right, the competitor collagen peptides. And within seconds, I would know what the people who bought those products, my competitors' products, were thinking about right before they bought the product. That's ridiculous. That's nonsense talk, right? Of course not. But guess what? Those of you who sell on Amazon or who are thinking about selling on Amazon, in a nutshell, that's basically what you guys can do. You can literally know what somebody thought about right before they bought your competitor product. How is that? Let's get into it. The step number 4, we got 10 steps, guys. We got 10 different strategies I'm giving to you guys. All right. In one click, find the keywords that a product is showing up for in the top 10 search positions. Now, why is that important? All right. How does Amazon work, guys? All of you who aren't selling on Amazon, you still kind of know this because you're Amazon buyers, right? What happens is you can just go in to Amazon and type in a search term, right? You can type in a search term and Amazon shows you results. Now, how does Amazon make money? Who can tell me in the chat? How does Amazon make money? Amazon makes money from PPC. Amazon makes money by getting commission, right? Everybody put that right there in the chat. Very good. All right. So Amazon is incentivized to show search results to buyers that is most likely to be able to give them that commission. They want to show products that can convert, whether we're talking about PPC, paid advertising, or whether we're talking about organic. So if somebody searches for a product or searches for a keyword, and then they scroll down somewhere, maybe to page 1, page 2, and they buy something, that sends signals to Amazon, hey, people who search for this keyword, they seem to like this product. We're going to show this product near the top of the page because we think we're going to get a good chance to sell this product, or if somebody searches this keyword. So that's how it works. So one way that you can do it, and again, you don't necessarily need a tool for this. You don't need Helium 10 for this. You can just do this on your own. Sure. You just type in different keywords, right? And then see who are like the top 10, who are the top 15, because the way that they got there to the top 10, top 15 is because obviously somebody had searched for that keyword and somebody had bought it, and now Amazon is pushing it up. So one of the best ways in order to see what are the top keywords for a certain product is to find a competitor that has a product very similar to yours, and then look, what are all the keywords that they're showing up for in the top 10 search positions? And here's one of the things that, you do need a tool for, because this would be impossible to know just by searching on Amazon. Okay, so let's keep going here. We have this tool that elite members have, and this will be, by the time you're watching this video, if you're watching this on a replay in May or June or something like that, or July, you're going to have access to this too. It's called the listing analyzer. So I would just pop in an ASIN right here. This is an ASIN, is the identification number for an Amazon product. Every Amazon product has one. I just put it in here, and within seconds, it's going to show me all of the keywords that this product is ranking for in the top 10 search positions. And this is something that you could spend a year on Amazon just trying to type in different keywords, and you probably couldn't come up with this because this is pretty difficult to do on your own. So that's why we try to make it easy. Like here, instantly, I can see that, hey, it's in the top 10 for Gothic home decor, for coffin shelf, for Gothic coffin decor, spooky decor, creepy decor, and it gives you insights into those top 10 keywords. All right. Strategy number 5. Dive into the thousands of keywords that a product is showing up for in the top 306 positions on Amazon. How is this important? Now, are there keywords that you might think are irrelevant? Like I told you guys, relevance is a very subjective term. There's no metric that can completely estimate the relevancy from a buyer's viewpoint to a keyword. Those of you, I mention this all the time, those of you who have done PPC on Amazon, if you ever look at your auto campaigns, the ones where you tell Amazon, hey, Amazon, show me for whatever keyword you want, right? Show me for whatever keyword you want. And then let's see what happens. If you ever look at what you've converted for, every single Amazon seller out there has seen keywords where they're like, what in the world? Somebody searched for football card and they bought my water bottle. Like literally crazy things like that happen all the time where you don't know what a buyer is thinking about. And you don't know what's relevant to them, right? You can convert for the craziest of things. So again, in Cerebro, which is our keyword research tool, we're not trying to show you words that we are quote unquote relevant or not relevant. That's a very subjective term. What we are showing you is just certain metrics. All right. So one of the things that we show you in Cerebro is all of the keywords that somebody is showing up for in the top 306. Now, the ones that are driving the most sales, is a keyword that's at position 306 or on page 7. Is that driving a lot of sales for a product? Of course not. No, and we're not trying to say that it is. Like that's why the step before this was look at the top 10. It's important. But at the same time, when you round out your keyword research, everybody, don't just focus on where the competitors are in the top 10. There might be some keywords that are straggling out there that are somewhat loosely related to a product that you might want to get indexed for, or that you might want to be searchable for. This keyword list has 3,000. So if you were to put in this coffin shelf, this is one of Helium 10's products from Project X, you'd come up with 3,000 different keywords here. All right. So we're not saying, hey, put all 3,000 of these, but definitely take a look at it and pull out the ones that you think would be beneficial for your listing, because I guarantee there's a lot of keywords that you might not have thought about. Be it goth room decor, Gothic home decor. Like if you're not a Gothic person, you might not know all the trending keywords that people use to describe it. All right. So that's method 5. All right. Let's talk about method number 6. Don't forget, guys, we got some especially beneficial ones at the end. I got some bonus 5 strategies so make sure to stay at the end. And has anybody tagged us on Instagram yet? Let me just see here. All right. Some people have tagged us on Instagram right here. So again, make sure to tag Helium 10 Software. Take a selfie of yourselves watching this and tag H10 Bradley. I'll tag you later. I can't be looking at my phone right here. Else they'll get mad at me. Number 6, uncover a product's PPC strategy. And this is especially in regards to keywords, all right? Especially in regards to keywords. So for example, right here, I have put in the Helium 10 Project X coffin shelf, and I could see here one of the keyword list is sponsored keywords. Sponsored keywords. All right. What is this? This is saying that, hey, in the last 30 days or so, Helium 10 has detected 1,776 keywords where in the search results, this coffin shelf was showing up for as a sponsored search result, a PPC search result. All right. Now, what does this tell you? Who can tell me? Let me just test you. There is about 50%, almost 50% of you, 35% of you who are advanced Amazon sellers. What does that tell you? Just the fact that you know that this coffin shelf has been detected in 1,700 different keywords. What do you think? Let me see. Alan says competitiveness. Okay. There's something I'm looking for. Boom. Fate, of course, Phaeton knows. Phaeton's in our special group right there. Phaeton says they're probably running auto, broad, and exact campaigns. All right. So again, guys, like I said, some of you newbies out there, I'm going to say some things that'll just be like, what language is this guy speaking? Is he speaking in Korean? No, guys, don't worry. Those of you who are just getting started on Amazon, you're going to learn about these things in the future. but there's different kinds of advertising campaigns. An exact manual campaign means that you're telling Amazon, hey, show me just for this specific keyword because I know that this is one of my top keywords. I want you to show me for this in advertising, right? A broad campaign means that, hey, here's um, Gothic decor. Okay. That's my keyword, but I wanted you guys to do a broad campaign, you guys being Amazon. And what that means is now Amazon is going to take that as a base word and then build on that word for long tail keywords. Like if it's Gothic decor is the seed keyword, they'll show you for Gothic home decor. They'll show you for Gothic bathroom decor. They'll show you Gothic decor for goth lovers. Whatever they can fill in and the beginning, middle, or end of that keyword, they're going to do that. And then the auto campaign is just like, Jeff, take the wheel. Like Amazon, you show me for whatever keywords you like. So if you guys ever see that right away, you know their keyword, their PPC strategy. Hey, this listing must be doing auto, broad, and possibly exact. And that's actually the case. I'm the one who runs, I'm the one who runs this PPC campaigns, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So you get insight from there initially. But here, look at this. I'm doing a filter here for sponsored rank 1 to 10. What does sponsored rank means? This means when you guys search something on Amazon right now, how many ads do you usually see at the very top? If you're on desktop, you probably see like 3 or 4 ads. There's like another 3 or 4 that's in the middle and then at the bottom. So on page 1, sometimes there's 3, sometimes there's 5, usually a max of 10 or so sponsored ads. So usually the ones that are showing up on page 1 of sponsored means that maybe this seller is putting some extra spend to it. So you can see that at any different keyword. You can go and see, hey, where are they showing up for on page 1 for sponsored ads? And now I know that maybe my competitor is, putting some money towards that. Conversely, here's a different product. This is not our product, but another one of the ones I showed you guys in an earlier slide. Now, who can tell me what this means? What does the fact that they only have been detected for only 50 sponsored keywords, what does that mean? Phaeton, quit trying to take all the answers here. She says she got it right. Brian, all right. Brian says, and Nicole says exact keywords only. Yeah, because if they were running an auto campaign, they would be showing up for hundreds of keywords. So look at this. I now know that this Amazon seller is only doing an exact manual campaign, and I can now see the exact keywords that he is targeting. That's crazy if you guys think about it. I mean, you can't do this in any other industry other than Amazon. I mean, I guess, you can kind of do it in Google a little bit and a little bit in Facebook, but where it's so easy to see what somebody's advertising strategy is. So this is a great way to kind of uncover PPC strategy of your competitors. Strategy number 7, find out what keywords Amazon recommends. I told you guys about that earlier, how Magnet is showing that. We also show that in Cerebro, all right? What does Amazon recommend for this product, right? What keywords? So what I did here was for the coffin shelf, I just sorted it by what the rank is. So remember how I said that the Amazon recommendation system is based on a score from 1 to 999? So the one that it most thinks you should advertise for has a score of 999. So that's probably this keyword right here, number 1. All right. So again, we're not trying to say, it makes me laugh sometimes. I see so many different, gurus or tools try and say, hey, this is what, we think you should do, or this is the best relevance, or this or that, or this nonsense, right? We're just showing you the data as it is. It's up to you what you want to do with it. So we are not trying to say, hey, under all circumstances, you have got to take Amazon's recommendation as gospel. But no, if you want to look into what Amazon recommends, then you go make your own decisions. But here, these are the top 10 keywords that Amazon recommends if you are selling our coffin shelf, right? And most of these are pretty good. But there's some things that I might not have thought about, like Gothic card box. What the heck? What even is a Gothic card? I only know baseball cards or basketball cards, right? What is a Gothic card? I don't know. I don't know what that is. So this is a way to discover new keywords as well that you might not have realized are important or relevant to your listing. Let's get into our next section here. Instead of just looking at the keywords for a product, the methods 4, 5, and 6 that 5, 6, and 7 that we just went over, we're all about looking at one single product. That's great. But a lot of times it's important to take a step back and look at the niche as a whole. All right. By the way, I see a lot of questions coming in here. Is this being recorded? Yes, this is being recorded. So if you guys have to hop off, try not to hop off. But again, if you hop off, you're going to miss some of the bonus strategies because those aren't going to be in the recording. Some of those are not going to be in the recording. But for the rest of you, you'll get a recording like in 3 or 4 days max. All right. Let's keep going. Find the top keywords for a niche as a whole. And Helium 10, really, I'm very proud of the fact that we've kind of like paved the way. Like we were the innovators in this space. And now a lot of other tools are trying to do what we're doing, but just, we're often imitated, never duplicated. All right. Number 8, identify the top 10 keywords. And this number is not an exact number. It could be top 5, it could be top 15, but just the top keywords overall for an entire niche instead of just one product. We developed this over 2 years ago because this was kind of like the way that I was doing my keyword research. And a lot of top sellers were doing their keyword research, but using like Excel sheets and pivot tables and things like that. But we decided to bring it into the tool. So how do you start this? Search for what you think is your main keyword, like coffin shelf, right, on Amazon. And then highlight all of the ones that you think are the best sellers, based on the estimation from Helium 10 and most relevant to your product. All right. And again, I'm using that R word, relevant, but this is not subjective. This is to you, or I guess it is subjective, but to you. What do you think is the most relevant to your product? Like which products are very similar? Okay. So as you notice here, and I'm going to talk about this later, I didn't select this. I didn't select this Moonshelf. As a matter of fact, I know exactly who this seller is. He's probably on this webinar right now. He's advertising on my coffin shelf keyword. Come on, man. Why are you doing that? I know exactly who that is. Anyways, here's a coffin mirror. These are somewhat relevant to the keyword coffin shelf, but this is not a coffin shelf. When you are analyzing the keywords for your niche, make sure it is to the products that are closest to yours, All right. Hey, if you're a search merch, give me a shout out in the comments. People won't know who you are. I'm just wondering if you're here or not. Anyways, let's keep going here. All right. So what you do is you select it in X-ray and it pulls it right into Cerebro. All right. Pulls it right into Cerebro. And then here are the filters that I personally use, and it's different in different times. This brought up all of those products, right? And I said, hey, show me the keywords that are searched for at least 500 times a month. Now, this is what I chose because I know coffin shelf is a very small niche. What if I was examining collagen peptides? I probably would have put a minimum of like 2,000 or 3,000 because there's a lot more keywords and with a lot more search volume. But for smaller niches like coffin shelf, I choose a smaller number. So I put a minimum 500. And then I put a minimum ranking competitors of 3. What does that mean? That means that I don't want to see the keyword that only one of them is ranking for, or 2 of them is ranking for, or 3 of them. That might be a later step. I just want to see the ones where at least 3 out of 4, 3 out of 5, they're all ranking for this keyword. So then it just helps me to understand that this is a keyword that's important across multiple top competitors. The last thing that I do is I put a competitor rank average of 1 to 25. What does this mean? This is like, what is rank? For those of you who are new, what we talk about when we talk about rank in organic ranks is where it shows up for in Amazon search results. So for a competitor rank average of 1 to 25, this might mean that, hey, one of them is ranked number 5, one of them is ranked 20, one of them is ranked 30. If I were to take the average of those ranks, that's like, I don't know, 15 or 20. It's kind of like they're all on page 1, right? So that's what I'm looking for. Okay, let's keep going here. What are the results of what I found? Here, I found the top 11 keywords for this niche. Look at this: coffin shelves, coffin bookshelf, coffin shelf, creepy room decor. Now, as I know this is really small, unless you guys have a big, humongous screen here, but why this came up is you can see one of the products has been ranked number 1. Another one at a different time this month was ranked number 1. Another one was ranked number 3. Another one was ranked number 2. Another one is ranked number 7. So if I were to take their average, they're all like, not only are they on top page 1, but they're like in the top 10. So I know that that is a super, super important keyword for my niche. So this is very important, is to try and see what are the top 10 keywords overall for your niche. Now, a lot of people ask, they're like, hey, can we, track all of these in perpetuity? Like, ooh, look at my vocabulary words today. I don't know what's with me. On the same graph, in other words, like here I'm seeing them all separate, but I would love to graph on the same graph for a certain keyword, like where different products are showing up for one keyword. And so, yes, we can do that in our keyword tracker tool. Here is the keyword tracker for coffin shelf, where I'm tracking our own product, and then I put in competitor products here, and I can see where I show up compared to them in history, going back all in time, even from before I was tracking this, and going forward. We're checking once a day or 24 times a day where exactly we are showing up for compared to our competitors. So this is a very beneficial tool that you guys can use for that. All right, let's keep it going right here. Next slide. All right, so what do we have here? Another thing that people ask for is, all right, that's great. That's Amazon USA. What about Amazon India? Can I track keywords from Amazon India? Sure. Here's a collagen peptides product that we are tracking in Amazon India. Here are the different marketplaces that you can do keyword tracker in: UK, Canada, Mexico, Germany, France, Italy, Spain, India, and the Netherlands. And coming soon, we'll be having Sweden, Poland when it comes out soon, and even more. So this is important, guys. Don't just look at Cerebro and look at some keyword, just like at a snapshot in time. That's great to start with Cerebro, to look at a snapshot in time of what has happened in the last couple of weeks. But if it's an important keyword, start tracking it from that day forward using keyword tracker, so you can kind of see who is moving up, who's moving down, and more importantly, what is your product doing in comparison with your top competitors. Let's keep it going. Method number 9. Find keywords that top competitors have missed. All right. Keywords that your top competitors, they don't even have on their radar. They're not focusing on it, right? So back in Cerebro, start from scratch. Remember, I was hoping that a lot of you guys who have Helium 10 already were doing this. So make sure to go back to your first Cerebro screen, clear all your filters. Now, for that same search, what you're going to do is, instead of a max competitor rank average of 25, make it the minimum 25. So I'm looking at stuff that did not come in my first part of my keyword research. All right. And then I'm going to say, in this advanced rank filter, show me all the keywords where minimum 1, but maximum 2 are in the top 10 search positions. All right. This is not taking an average, but why would this be beneficial? All right. Well, this is going to show me the keywords where maybe only 1 or 2 of the top competitors are crushing it. All right. But the rest of these top competitors who are strong players in this niche, they either don't know about this keyword, right? They don't know about this keyword, or they're not focusing on it enough that they're actually showing up for. And so let me see if you guys can follow my logic here. Why would that be beneficial? Let me know in the chat right now. Why would you think it's beneficial to know about keywords where, instead of every competitor is doing well on it, there's only 1 or 2? What do you think? Let me just look at the chat right here. Ooh, another one. And it's not Phaeton this time. Good. Nick says less competition. Rob says less competition. Perfect. Less PPC costs. Good. A good one. Somebody says more sales. Easier to rank on the keyword, from Priyanka. Everybody has a great answer, and you guys are all correct. These are the reasons why you could look at this and then get some keywords that are potentially easier to rank for. All right. So here are some of those. Look at this keyword here: Gothic wall decor. That keyword didn't show up in my first search where I was looking for where everybody's on page 1. Why did this keyword come up? It's because, look, there's only one person and they're position 10. Look at where all the other top competitors of coffin shelves are. Position 147, position 88, position 16, position 140. So I'm not competing with those guys who are on page 3 and 4 and 5. I'm going to blow right by them if I focus on that keyword. It's going to be much easier for me to rank if we're talking about customers who are looking for coffin shelves for this keyword than it is for other keywords where I'm having to compete with all of the coffin shelves. So I hope you guys can see the value in that. Super, super valuable tool that you guys definitely need to be using. Here's another one. How about some keyword research off of Amazon? Did you know that you can use Helium 10 to get keyword information while you're browsing a Shopify website? Say what? Yes. All right. Here, I just did a webinar with Ezra Firestone. You know, Ezra Firestone has sold tens of millions of dollars with this brand, and he's just starting on Amazon. But until now, he's only had Shopify website. All right, here's his website, Boom by Cindy Joseph. So maybe I'm searching on here and I'm looking at this moisturizer. I'm like, what are some of the top keywords that are on this page, and do they have demand on Amazon? Well, I could actually use the Helium 10 Chrome extension right here on a Shopify page and open up the demand analyzer, and then boom goes the dynamite. Take a look here. I can see the top keywords maybe on this page, and I could, choose one of these or just enter in any keyword. And then what comes up? I'm still on Shopify, guys. I'm not even on Amazon. I'm not even inside Helium 10. I'm using a Chrome extension of Helium 10 on this Shopify website. I'm going to see, hey, moisturizers for face. There's 43,000 people who have searched for that in the last 30 days. Here are some related keywords to moisturizers for face. Here are some of the top products for this keyword. All right. This is new stuff, guys. I guarantee almost nobody knew that we even had this in Helium 10, but start doing some research outside of Helium 10, outside of Amazon as well. Now let's talk about some rookie mistakes. There's rookie mistakes that we all make, and it's fine. I've made a million rookie mistakes, so I'm pretty good to talk about this because a lot of things are things that maybe I didn't know about. And you're not going to know everything when you start getting to Amazon. Those of you guys who are selling on Amazon 1, 2, 3, 4 years, you're going to make mistakes. That's fine. But here are some of the ones that I've seen are common that you want to avoid. One, focusing only on search volume. Like sometimes we get laser focused with certain metrics and we're like, hey, I'm only looking for the most searched for. I only want something that has 10,000 searches or this or that. Guys, buyer relevance is important. Buyer relevance, I'm going to say it again, is important. Take a look at these two keywords right here. Decor and coffin decor. Decor is searched for, good grief, 138,000 times a month. Coffin decor is only searched for 4,000 times a month. So if you were just focused on search volume, you'd be putting your effort into decor. But if somebody types in decor, what are the odds that they're looking for a coffin shelf? If I've got a coffin shelf I'm selling, which is the more valuable keyword here? What do you think? One of these keywords is like 50 times or 40 times searched more than the other ones. All right. Coffin decor. Mohammed says coffin decor. Maxine, Teresa. Exactly. Coffin decor is a more valuable keyword for me. Why? Because it's more relevant to the buyer. And take a look at the search results. If you were to type in decor right now on Amazon, these are the products that would show up. We've got a mason jar. We've got LED lights. We've got what the heck is that? A gnome, whatever it is. We've got a owl. We've got some hanging shelves, and there's just all kinds of random things here. But take a look at what happens when you search for coffin decor. I mean, you've got coffin decor here, all right? And there's two coffin shelves right there. You got a coffin letterboard. You got this coffin key holder, a coffin mirror. So coffin decor is the much better keyword, all right? So don't just focus on the number of the search volume, all right? Don't just do that, because yes, search volume is important, all right? Search volume is important, but even before that, make sure that you are looking at what should be more relevant to your niche, using your own and the data's viewpoints on what is going to result in a sale. All right. Let's take a look at mistake number 2, using Amazon or tools to estimate PPC costs. All right. Sometimes you'll look in Amazon. Hey, I'm going to add a product to Amazon. I just want to see, what does Amazon recommend as what the PPC bid should be? All right. Amazon recommends a bid for everything. And there's even some tools out there that want to say, oh yeah, here, this is what you're going to pay. This is what you're going to pay for PPC per click if you were to bid on this keyword. And it's still to this day, it just boggles my mind. I don't understand why people would even do that, or put that up, because you're just looking for trouble. Why is that? Because PPC bids vary across different Amazon accounts. It varies across time of day. Over time, it varies. It depends on your conversion rate. There are so many factors in that it's almost impossible to estimate what your PPC costs are going to be. Like, for example, here's an example of coffin bookshelf. All right, I looked up, like I said, Helium 10 does not have this because, like I said, to me, it's useless information. So I looked up in another tool and they said, hey, coffin bookshelf, you're going to pay 68 cents. You're going to pay 68 cents per click. Amazon, what is this is a screenshot from Amazon. Amazon says for coffin bookshelf, you're going to pay 48 cents. and somewhere between 41 and 60 cents. All right. Coffin bookshelf is a keyword that I am bidding on in our PPC tool ads, right? Coffin bookshelf, what have I been paying across 24 clicks? 26 cents. So if I were like thinking like, oh man, 70 cents, or I look at Amazon, 50 cents, like maybe that's out of my budget or something, I'm not going to do this keyword. No, that would have been the wrong decision. All right. The actual is only 25 cents. So don't look at Amazon or don't look at any tool that puts this and then think that that is exactly what you're going to pay, because 90% of the time, it's, if not 95% of the time, it's going to be off. It goes both ways too. All right. Here's another keyword that I actually did a test listing on, and it was a product for magnetic labels. All right. So if I look in Amazon, Amazon says, hey, if you're going to bid for magnetic labels, you should probably do $1.27. But then look at this. They're like, but actually it could be between 63 cents and 255. So it's like all over the place, right? That same tool I was looking at, it says, you know what? You're going to pay $1.29, right? So I was looking at this at the Amazon one. I'm like, hey, this is interesting, but I'm just going to throw in a higher bid, because who knows what the bid actually is. Look what it ended up being. $4.43 was what the real bid was. All right. So again, if you guys are wanting an idea of what you might pay in like a product launch phase in a certain niche, there's one way to do it. And we talk about that in the Project X series, and that's to do a PPC test listing. Get like 5 units, from Etsy or something, throw it up there in a PPC test listing and do a really high bid so you can see what your winning bid is when you get to the top of the page. But guess what? That's going to change over time and depending on the competition, but it's going to be a lot closer what you do in something like that than relying only on the Amazon bid or doing this. Now, if you're actually starting a product on Amazon, well, you're going to know right away what your bid is going to win you by just looking at your PPC information, especially if you use ads by Helium 10 or you're in Seller Central. You're going to know what the bid is and what it's going to take to get to the top of page 1. But don't rely just on these estimates, guys. All right. Number 3, another rookie mistake that people make is thinking all the products on your keyword search results, these are your competitors. All of these are your competitors. I type in coffin shelf, any product that comes up, I'm competing with every one of them for sale. No, 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 no. People search the same keyword, guys, and they're looking for different things. Look at this, what comes up for accordion right now. You've got a professional accordion for $500. You've got a book about accordions. You've got an accordion wall hanger. You've got an accordion file organizer. You've got kids' $20 accordions. Guess what? They're all on the same page. If you type in accordion right now on Amazon, you are going to see all of these products. Here's the thing. They are not competing with each other for sales. No. If I am searching for an accordion wall hanger, these products are invisible to me. It's not like, okay, I need to buy an accordion wall hanger. Let me type in accordion. Ooh, this book. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to buy an accordion wall. I'm going to buy this book. That's nonsense, guys. So don't just focus on just anybody who's on your page or on the search results for the keyword that you are targeting and think that you need to go in and look at their keyword strategy. No, I don't care what the heck keywords that this book is ranking for, because it's not my competitor. All right. They could be ranking for books for accordion. I'm not going to put books for accordion in my accordion wall hanger listing. No, because that's meaningless. All right. So focus only on your direct competitors. So if I had this kids accordion right here, if this was my product, the only keywords I care about from one of these products is this one right here. Here's another kids accordion. Whatever keywords this guy is ranking for, I want to look into it. I don't care what keywords this file organizer is ranking for. All right. Very important, guys. It's a rookie mistake that I see a lot of people make. Another rookie mistake, directly translating listings into other languages for other marketplaces. I'm going to copy and paste something I did from my last webinar on this. All right. Who can tell me some of these keywords? The British people say this is English, nappy. Now, nappy for me is like my hair. My hair was nappy until 2 days ago, and I just finally got a haircut. All right. But what is in English, American English? What is nappy? Yes, diaper. All right. Now, if I call you a dummy, that's not good in America, right? Why? No, The British dummy means pacifier. Anna got it right. Nick got it right. All right. It's a pacifier. I'm like, what? A dummy is a pacifier? Why are you calling my kid a dummy? What's wrong with you? All right. What about the loo? Here's one that everybody knows. What's the loo? Yes. Guadalupe says toilet. Fabian says toilet. Yes. It's the restroom or toilet, the bathroom, right? So that's the same language, right? You might think I don't even need to translate my American Amazon listing when I go to Amazon UK because it's English over there. No, they speak a different kind of English a lot of times, not just talking about their accent, but the actual vocabulary is different too. Another thing, what about just translating to different languages across the platforms? Neck pillow. Here are the top keywords for neck pillow, one of the neck pillow products in America. Amazon USA, travel pillow is number 1. Neck pillow is number 2. You can see the search volume here. What about in the UK? The number 1 keyword, not very different, neck pillow, and then travel pillow. But then look at their number 3 keyword, travel neck pillow. That wasn't even in the top 5 here. Neck pillows for traveling. That wasn't even in the top 5 in America. Now we go to España. All right. In España, the number 1 keyword is almohada viaje. So that's kind of like travel pillow, right? So that was the same as number 1 in USA and number 2 in Britain. But look at the number 3 keyword, almohada cervical viaje. I don't even know what that means. That's like a cervical travel, cervical what? I don't even know what that is. But do you see that anywhere here on the US or UK? So the number 3 keyword for this one product, if you were just translating your English listing, you would not even have had this keyword because you didn't realize that this was important to the Spanish buyers. Travel pillow was number 1 in America and number 2 in Britain. What is it in Spain? It is where is it? Or I'm sorry, I said travel pillow. I said neck pillow. I meant neck pillow, right? Neck pillow was number 1 here and number 2 in Britain. Neck pillow here, almohada cuello. Look, it's only searched for a handful of times, like 5 times a day, 6 times a day. It's towards the bottom here on Spain. So what you need to do is don't just do a direct translation of your listing. Do the same research. You know, Helium 10, you could do this research on Amazon Spain, Amazon India, Amazon Germany, whatever marketplace you're in. Do the research from scratch. Again, don't just do direct translations. Number 5 rookie mistake that people do is they only look for quote unquote search terms when doing keyword research. A search term meaning something that somebody actually types into a search engine. So the one classic example I always use is if you run Review Insights from Helium 10 on a competitor's listing for collagen peptides, you will see that the number 1 keyword that shows up, notice I said keyword, not search term, the number 1 keyword that shows up in the reviews, if you're looking at the reviews of a competitor in collagen peptides, the number 1 phrase that comes up is "in my coffee." All right. Now, why is that not a search term? In my coffee is not a search term. This would not have shown up in Cerebro or Magnet or any Helium 10 tools or any other tool because it's not what people search for. Nobody searches "in my coffee" thinking that they're going to get collagen peptides, but they're thinking about using collagen peptides for their coffee. So guys, look for keywords that are not search terms. Look for keywords that people might be thinking about or about how they're going to use the product that they probably never would have typed into a search engine. But then you use these keywords in your keyword research and you put it in your listing, like maybe an image of it or in your bullet points. And now all of a sudden you're speaking more direct to that customer and what their desires are. You know, like my desire is I want to have some collagen powder that doesn't clump up and is going to be used in my coffee every morning. That's not a search term. Nobody's going to like type that into the Amazon search bar, but it's what they're thinking about. All right. So the more keywords you can get into your listing that speak directly to the customer's wants and needs, the better you are going to be. All right. How many of you guys are excited about these strategies we've talked about so far? Has this been good stuff? How many people have learned at least one thing? And how many people have learned at least 10 things today that you didn't know before? Joe says, it's been great. Excellent, Altisa. Warud says 10. All right. I love it. All right. Now, guys, this is not, I mean, I know this has probably been pretty deep dive here, but we can't I'd be here like 6, 7 hours if I was going to talk about everything we need to know about keyword research. But I saw a number of you guys are only like on the Helium 10 free plan or don't even have Helium 10. So really quick, for those of you who are, I'm only going to take like 5 minutes here or so. I just want to be able to give an offer to everybody who's not a Helium 10 member, because maybe you guys were inspired and want to use some of these techniques. Is that all right? Let me get your permission. Is it okay if I just take 5 minutes here just to give a little bonus to the people who weren't Helium 10 members? All right. Ernesto says yes. Martin says cool. All right. I promise I won't take long. I said like this wouldn't be one of those 1 hour long pitch fest here. All right. So thank you for that. I didn't put the slide up here. Anyway, so again, how much are you guys going to make from these free tips on keyword research? We didn't charge you guys to be on this webinar, but if you think about it, how valuable is this information? Let's just pretend that due to these strategies, those of you who are existing Amazon sellers, those of you who are new, you're going to find 25 more keywords maybe that you didn't know about before that you could get sales from, and then you add it to your listing. All right. Now, let's just say that, let's be very, very conservative. Let's just be very, very conservative here, that these keywords have an average of only like 200 searches a month, 300, 400, whatever. And of those 200 monthly searches, maybe let's just say you only get one sale, not even a day, not even a week, but like every other week. Like you get 1 or 2 sales from each of these keywords in a month. All right. In a month. Let's take the math here. What's the math? 25 keywords, 1 extra biweekly sale. You're going to sell 50 more units a month, potentially. 50 times 20, $1,000 a month. So this is, I think you'd agree with, this is valuable information that we have been going over. And I hope the answer to this is no. I hope that you have never seen, I personally watch webinars and conferences all the time, but I try to always strive to deliver more value than I've ever seen out there. So I hope the answer to this is you guys have not seen this many tips in one webinar. So what are some of the tools that we used so far? I showed you guys our X-ray tool, which is a part of our Chrome extension. I showed you guys how to use our Helium 10 magnet tool to bring in all of the other keywords. Our reverse ASIN tool, Cerebro. We went into that a lot today, being able to extract all the keywords that Amazon recommends, that the products have been advertising for, that they're showing up for organically. Cerebro is my #1 favorite tool in all of Helium 10. We showed you Review Insights. That's how we were able to find out that people are thinking about using collagen peptides in their coffee. I showed you our brand new Listing Analyzer tool. All right. There's other tools I mentioned too. I showed you guys ads, which is our PPC tool. There's tons of other tools I showed you guys. Don't forget, real quick, don't fall asleep on me, guys. Those of you who are already Helium 10 members and you already know all this stuff. The bonus strategies are coming soon. So you guys been watching this webinar. You've seen how powerful, these tools and strategies are. You understand that keyword research is the backbone of a successful Amazon business. I can say that with 100% fact. It's the backbone. We've only used 6 Helium 10 tools or so far today. Now, what happens is, these days, if you're in Amazon, you kind of like need tools, and Helium 10 is by no means the only player in this game, right? There's tons of tools out there, but what happens is, you need a Chrome extension tool, maybe you need a reverse ASIN tool, you need a product research tool. You could end up paying hundreds of dollars a month by having subscriptions to a million different tools. Not to mention, you could be paying like $4,000, $5,000. There's some Amazon courses out there that cost over $10,000, and a lot of them are great. Shoot, if you pay $10,000 for a course and you end up making $1 million on Amazon, sure, $10,000 in a course is definitely worth it, right? But with Helium 10, those of you who are new, you don't pay, you pay much less. All right, so I'm just going to cut straight to the price. I'm not going to give you guys it's not this, it's going to be this, it's not this, it's going to be this. It's 50% off month 1. All right, the regular Helium 10 Platinum plan is $97 a month. Those of you who are brand new or on the free plan or never have used Helium 10, you get 50% off your first month. You just go to this website right here, helium10.com/KR for keyword research 2021. So you can do that right now, helium10.com/KR 2021. You're going to get 50% off your first month. Now, in that, you get different bonuses too. First of all, you get full access to our $997 Freedom Ticket coaching, or not coaching, I'm sorry, training program. All right. The coaching we have is actually separate. That's called Freedom Ticket Extra. I was getting confused there for a second, but you get full access to this course that has over 50 hours of training. All right. To all of you who said you have never sold on Amazon before, this is probably what the most benefit you're going to get out of a Helium 10 membership is the actual A to Z course on how to sell on Amazon. Bonus two, you're going to get access to the Helium 10 members Facebook group. We just hit our 50,000th member yesterday. We've hit 50,000 on the Helium 10 members Facebook group. So you can network with a lot of the people in there. You got free access to the Helium 10 Academy, a deep dive course that's not necessarily about how to sell on Amazon, but it's how to use the tools. We've got over 30 tools in Helium 10, way more than just the 6 that I showed you guys. And we have a specific course that helps you learn about that. We're going to also throw in a newly updated bonus, which is the ultimate guide, a mini book that Karen Thomas wrote, who works at Helium 10. She's a listing analyst, a listing optimizing expert. And she wrote a book, literally wrote the book on listing optimization. You're going to get that bonus as well. Again, 50% off your first month of Helium 10 Platinum. Just go to helium10.com/KR2021. Now, to the promised bonus strategies. Here we go. All right. Not all of these are going to be on the replay. All right. So I hope those of you who stuck here to the end, you guys are in for a treat, because the ones who had to hop off, they're not going to get all of these. All right. Number one, Etsy keywords. We talked about how you can do some keyword research on Shopify websites using Helium 10. This has nothing to do at all with Helium 10. Zero about Helium 10 here. This is just something that anybody can do immediately. All right. Spy on Etsy sellers' top search terms. So scroll to the bottom of any Etsy listing and you'll see this section that says explore related searches. All right. Now, what this is, these are not the keywords that Etsy is recommending. These are actually the keywords that the seller has identified as being the most important tags for their product. This is the inside of a Etsy listing. This is actually the inside of that listing I just showed you on the previous slide. This is the Helium 10 coffin shelf. And I'm showing you the back end of the listing right here. And you can see where those keywords came from. Coffin shelf, Gothic decor. We are putting it as tags. In other words, as the most important keywords of what we, the seller, think somebody should use for a listing. So you could actually see what any Etsy seller thinks are the most important keywords for their listing by just looking at that section at the very bottom. All right. Number two, bonus strategy. Find out how much broad match potential keywords have in PPC. All right. Remember earlier today, I talked to you guys about what a broad match campaign is on Amazon. I enter in a short tail keyword and Amazon will show me for any combination of that keyword, plus, the long tail combinations of that keyword. So for example, if I were to enter in collagen peptides to magnet, I get the insights, that there are potentially 1,400 different combinations of this keyword in different, with adding words in the middle, adding words at the end, adding words at the beginning, making something plural, making something past tense, whatever. There are 1,400 potential words that could come up if I were to do a PPC broad campaign. So again, the way you do that is just filter this for Smart Complete. I don't know of any other tool that has this functionality. You filter it for Smart Complete, and then you'll find out all of the keywords where collagen and peptides or peptide or collagens is in it. All right. Now, the interesting thing is this has, as you can see, collagen peptides has a huge broad reach campaign potential, right? But what about just coffin shelf? Look at that. You see the difference here? Coffin shelf only has like maybe 12 different keywords that could come up in a broad campaign for it. So this gives you insight into like, oh, should I make a broad campaign for this keyword, or what's my potential reach? Well, collagen peptides is a huge reach. Coffin shelf, maybe not so much of a reach. All right, it is time for Q&A. So if you ask for a question or you asked a question before, don't assume that I saw it. Actually, assume that I didn't see it. I'm only going to be looking at questions asked from here on. All right. So from here on, I'm going to get to as many questions as possible. All right. So Tanya says, is there a list of forbidden keywords? No, Amazon doesn't have a list of that. They have some guidelines, but I wish they had. One day they'll come out with an exact list, because one thing that is forbidden that people don't even realize is like trademark words or other brand names. Those are forbidden keywords. You can't use other brands in your listing if it's a trademark word. All right. Jose says, what does the IQ score mean? Why can I not scroll on these questions here? Hold on. I'm going to get out of the chat and then go back in. My window is, oh my goodness. There are so many chats that my window is even frozen for chats. Hold on. Like, goodness gracious. All right. I got out of it. All right. What does the IQ score, somebody asked, mean? The IQ score is just, it relates the number of competitors that show up for the product. I mean, you know how you type in coffin shelf on Amazon and the search results will say, oh, this is 1 through 20 out of 500 listings. Well, number of competitors is 500 then. All right. And then it takes a search volume. So the higher the IQ score, it doesn't mean good or bad or anything. It just means that there is, relatively speaking, a lot more searches than there are competitors. Low IQ score means that there's not that many searches, but there's tons and tons of competitors for it. All right, let's keep going. What does your coaching package consist of? All right, so I think you're talking about the Helium 10, the Freedom Ticket Extra from Helium 10. So it's $77 a month. And what we do is the originator of the Freedom Ticket program, Kevin King, he comes on once a month for these small group meetings, usually only like 20, 30, 40 people in there. Once a week, he brings on experts that you guys can ask questions to, and you can ask him any questions you want about your Amazon business in these small groups. And every week, also another Helium 10 expert comes on to answer any of your Amazon questions as well. Like I'm in there once a month. Karen Thomas, who made that listing optimization guide, is in there once a month, and Vince Montero is in there sometimes. Marcus Patty. So that's what our coaching program is. All right. Is the training for already paid members for Helium 10 or, oh man, you guys are literally breaking the internet. I cannot, this is why I don't like Zoom sometimes. I cannot even scroll here. my window is frozen. Hold on. Let me see how I can do this here, because I cannot get into these at all. I'm going to go ahead and, how do I do this? Because I think it's because the slideshow is holding up. But let me see if I can keep going here. Sadiq says, which plan is better for newbies? Platinum plan. You'd be fine with the platinum plan. We have a diamond plan. We have an elite plan. If you're a newbie, you'd be absolutely fine with just going with that $97 base plan that you get 50% off. Don't forget, it's right here, helium10.com/KR2021. You're fine with that one. But if you're a newbie to Helium 10, but you're selling on Amazon already, I suggest the diamond plan so that you can use the full capabilities of our PPC platform on the diamond plan. But if you're brand new to Amazon, you just want to get into the training, platinum is good. Amir says, do you have any service to manage the Amazon page for a new seller? No. And that's very important, because our goal at Helium 10 is we want to empower you to be able to do it on your own, where you don't think you're going to need to go hire an agency or hire a mentor or, I mean, of course, if you do that, that's a good thing. But a lot of new people, that prices them out of the whole Amazon game. If they have to pay somebody $50 an hour for mentoring, or $100 an hour, now all of a sudden they're like, now they can't afford to launch a product. So our goal at Helium 10 is to empower anybody, regardless of your level of e-commerce knowledge, to be able to do Amazon completely on your own. Harsh says, I have used the keywords and still not getting sales in PPC. All right. Well, you got to figure out why. All right. A lot of times people get very, I don't know what the word is, but self-centered, I guess. Like I know what keyword is going to perform for my product, and my listing is great. There is no reason that I shouldn't be getting sales. But if you're getting clicks on your listing from a PPC campaign, and you're not getting sales, you have got to figure out why. And guess what? You might think your listing is the best listing in the world. It might not be. You might have something on there that's just turning people off. And so you need to go and get a third party to look at it. Like we always recommend, like going to PickFu, pickfu.com. You can go to pickfu.com/helium10. And they have this service where you can go out and poll 50 members. So go out and poll 50 Helium 10, 50 Amazon Prime members, and say, hey, if you search for this keyword, which listing looks best and why? and then like put your listing up there or like a screenshot of it, and then your two top competitors, and then you're going to be shocked sometimes at the answer. They're going to say like, yeah, these images are the worst images I've ever seen. It is totally unflattering, or they made this comment in their listing that was a big turnoff. Like there might be something that you had no idea that was even important to people, and it's turning it off. But don't just give up on the keyword. You got to understand why you're not performing. Can we use the same strategies to stuff our ECB keywords? I'm assuming you mean EBC, like your enhanced brand content. You would stuff your description. If you're using the A+ content or enhanced brand content, as it was also called, what you need to do is you keep your original description, and that's where you can do your keyword stuffing, because that description is now overridden by the enhanced brand content or A+ listing. All right. So but it's still indexed. It's still indexed. So keep that description and go ahead and keyword stuff it. Yes. I'm doing a PPC test listing that you guys talked. This is from Daniel, that you guys talked about in Freedom Ticket and Project X. Is it okay to try and sell the product instead of pricing really high and not sell out? For example, send 5 units and I send 50 units, and now I'm selling them and experimenting with ranking while getting the info and impression. No, I mean the every single PPC test listing I do, I sell out of them. All right. So in the beginning, I don't want anybody to buy it. That's why I put a high price, is because I want to get the PPC data, from it, the clicks and things like that, and the interest and impressions and things like that. But then what happens is just naturally I'll start selling the product. All right. Even at the high price. If not, I don't want to just do that to go to waste. So I'll just keep lowering the price until I sell out of it. But absolutely, you can sell it. All right, let me see if this is working. Why is the Amazon's Choice badge in Cerebro fading? All right, if you see a faded Amazon's Choice badge in Cerebro, that means that there is an Amazon's Choice for that keyword, but it is not, the last time we checked, it is not the ASIN or the Amazon product that you entered into Cerebro, but a different one. If you see the Amazon's Choice badge in full color in a Cerebro search, that means that at the last time that we checked that keyword, the exact product that you entered into Cerebro had the Amazon's Choice badge in our browsing scenario. Where can you find the review analytics tool? That is in our Chrome extension. So you go to any product listing on Amazon, you hit the Chrome extension, and then select Review Insights. Review Insights. How many ASINs should we put when doing keyword research? Well, Sobin, I showed you 2 different ways. I showed you how to do it with one ASIN and then multi-ASINs. You can either, when you're doing the multi-ASIN, depending on your Helium 10 plan, you can do up to 10 or even 20 listings at the same time. I personally like to only do between 4 and 8, but that's just personal. That's not like, there's not one way to do things. That's just my personal choice. Steve says we are private labeling UK CBD currently. I almost feel I have to do this with an accent, but I'm not going to do that. How do I get that crucial info again, please? I'm a Helium 10 member. I might have talked a little bit about it in a blog. So again, everybody out here, guys, if you guys like getting free information, like in this webinar, we've got tons of free information. So there's 2 things that you guys need to be doing right now on your phone. Go to the Serious Sellers Podcast in Apple Podcasts or in Spotify. If you have Google, it might be Stitcher or another thing, but subscribe, do follow and subscribe and notify, download all that stuff for our podcast. A lot of this information, some of this information this was the first time I ever mentioned it, but a lot of this stuff I've gone over in our podcast. So subscribe to the Serious Sellers Podcast and look back at old episodes. We have got tons of valuable information there. And the other resource where I've talked about some of these strategies is in our blogs. And you guys can see that at helium10.com/blog. We've got tons of great information there as well. 100% free. And about that CBD thing, I wrote about a little bit about that once, not in that much detail, but I wrote about that in our blog and in a podcast. Can I use this on Amazon India? Nilesh says, absolutely. Our tools work for Amazon India. And can I get coaching to learn from the software? We have the completely free Academy program, and that's what helps you to learn. Academy.helium10.com. Anybody, whether you're a Helium 10 member or not, you can sign up 100% free to learn how to use Helium 10 even before you start if you wanted to. But I would recommend just going ahead and starting Helium 10. But you can do that at academy.helium10.com. Have you guys been tagging me on Instagram? Let me just see here. Not many people. Come on, guys. You're supposed to tag Helium 10 Software on Instagram, Helium 10 Software, and H10 Bradley. Oh, okay. Now I see lots of you guys. Rebecca did, Ronnie, Natalia, Ben, thank you, Alvin, Jan, Natasha. I'll be reposting all of yours. So don't forget, guys. Take a selfie of you guys watching this webinar and post it to your Instagram story. Tag Helium 10 Software and H10 Bradley. One other thing, I forgot another free resource. Anybody who has Apple iPhone. Who says Apple iPhone? I don't know why I said that. Anybody who has an iPhone, if you have an invite to Clubhouse, it's a kind of like private app, but hopefully you know somebody who has it. Get an invite. I do Clubhouses as well, talking about Amazon strategy, and we have one coming up tomorrow. Where we're going to talk about Instagram marketing. How often should you review your keywords once you are up and selling? That is from Lisa. That is a great question, Lisa. You should be, looking at your keywords a lot. However, I would not suggest like changing your listing every week or something like that. In the beginning, like your first month of being on Amazon, you can maybe change your title a couple times in part of your listing because you're still trying to feel out, your keyword strategy, but don't go changing your listing like once a week on a mature listing, because sometimes that messes up the Amazon algorithm and you're gonna like lose your ranking on a bunch of keywords because it's like freaking out. So I wouldn't suggest doing it that often. Personally, I do a big deep dive into keyword research on my listings like once every 4 or 5 months. Once every 4 or 5 months. That's just me personally. Sam says, my listing has 23 reviews and we are looking for listing optimization. What strategies will you suggest for me? Well, I really want to focus on this keyword stuff here. But Sam, if you're brand new to Helium 10, and you signed up, you're going to get that listing optimization book, Ultimate Guide. And we talk about that on there, about the strategies on that one. All right, let's see. Delana says, will this promotion be available to existing members? So if you just recently signed up for Helium 10, go ahead and send customer support a message and said, Bradley said it was okay for you to get that listing ultimate guide, All right. Some of those questions, by the way, Lonnie and Sherry, if you can hit them up in the chat, if you haven't done so already. Let's see here. I don't know, but I don't know if yours are tripping, but my chat is like almost frozen. There are so many. We've still got like 2,000 people live here. And this is great, guys. I've seen other webinars out there, and they'll get like maybe 5 or 10 questions. We have, I'm looking here, 393 questions in the last 5 minutes. No wonder why my Zoom is freezing up here. So you guys are awesome. What is the good limit of a keyword search to analyze competition? There's no limits necessarily. Now, if there's different phases of keyword research, Hasnat, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. There's different phases of keyword research out there. All right. So, what one thing is, you might be looking for your top 10 keywords. All right. Well, there's a specific set of guidelines that you're going to be doing to get those top 10 keywords. You're not going to be looking at keywords that the competition is ranked for on page 6. All right. So you're going to narrow down your search, but then maybe phase 2 or 3 of your keyword research is trying to fill out the rest of your listing. And sure, maybe you'll throw in some things that maybe somebody else is page 2, 3, or 4, but you think it could be potentially important. Most of your sales are going to come from a very small handful of keywords. Kind of like 80% of your sales might come from only, who knows, 10 keywords, right? But guess what? Those other keywords add up eventually. If you have one keyword that you only get, or you have some keywords you only get one sale a month on, right? You might think, this keyword's not important. But guess what? If you have 100 keywords like that, that's 100 sales a month. All right. So don't discount keywords that don't have a lot of search volume, or that maybe you think you're not fully relevant for, because all you need is like one sale a month from some of these keywords. And the more you have, the more sales you're going to get. I'm already a Helium 10 member. Is it still okay to join the Facebook group? Yes. So Chanel, you can just send a message to customer support and they'll add you to that group. If a product has a higher price point, does it necessarily mean that the PPC will be higher too? No, not necessarily. It all has to do with I mean, your commission that you pay to Amazon is directly related to the price, of course, because you're paying 15% commission, but your PPC goes by the bid, the winning bid. All right, the winning bid. So I could have a $1,000 product and I could pay 15 cents on PPC if the keyword that I was bidding on, I want it at that price. All right. I could have a $5 product like apple cider vinegar where it's so competitive and I'm paying $10 a bid. All right. So it doesn't always go by the price of your product. Can you explain the Etsy thing? This is from Edith. Edith from Etsy. I love it. Is what's shown at the bottom a Helium 10 thing? No, remember that Etsy thing has zero to do with Helium 10. That was 100% Etsy thing. Any Etsy page has that related search terms at the bottom of the page, has nothing to do with Helium 10. I told you guys, I wasn't just doing some Helium 10 only strategy. I wanted to give you guys a lot of things. Can this coupon be used alongside with the wholesale formula coupon? No, you're only allowed to use one coupon every year, I think, or something with Helium 10. So if you've already used another coupon, you can't use this coupon or you can't stack up. Nilma says, no, Nilima says, does making changes in the title and listing after a few months of the launch mess up my product ranking? Sometimes it can. I think Amazon is getting a little bit better, but this was more prevalent a couple years ago where you might change your listing, which you still got to change your listing sometimes if there's new keywords, but then all of a sudden your ranking for other keywords for like a week or two would get thrown way off. Oh, now I found my notes of how to say Helium 10 has Korean words. Let me see if I say this right. Helium 10에서 심지어 한국어도 보여줍니다. I think I said that completely wrong. If there's any Korean people, could you understand what I just said? I think I said it wrong. Anyways, I'm sorry. Let's see. Is the only way to get ranked for the forbidden keywords is with PPC? There's other ways that some people do, but to me, it's a little bit more dangerous. Is like, you can get, sometimes if people ask you a question on your listing with those forbidden keywords, you might get indexed, or they put it in a review or something like that. You might get indexed, but I don't like push those kind of methods because to me, that's a little bit more dangerous because it actually has to do with something that's living in your listing, so, but some people do those methods. Bruno says, how do I know that is a good IQ number? There's no such thing as a good IQ number, or a bad one. Oh, no. All right. So there's a such thing that's a good IQ if we're talking about your IQ, right? But I'm assuming you're talking about Helium 10. So, like I said, in Helium 10, we do not use scores to mark something as good or bad because it's all subjective, and you could poke holes all day with any tool that has some score who's trying to say this is good or this is bad. So we don't like to do that. The reason we have that score is just so that you don't have to go and calculate the difference between the number of competitors and the search volume. Instead of having to look at both columns and trying to figure that out, you're just looking at that, and if it has a high number, that means there's more searches. If it has a low number, that means there's not that many searches compared to competitors. That's all it is. No, there's no good or bad. You do with what you want with that information. I have used the keywords, and Harsh, I already answered your question. All right. Oh man, my Zoom is freezing up again. Syed says, is only Helium 10 enough for an Amazon business, or do we need other tools? No, Helium 10 is enough. I would say we have the most tools in our suite. I showed you only 6 tools today. We have 30 tools in Helium 10. So Helium 10 is definitely enough. You don't need anything else, in my opinion. And this is coming from somebody, I didn't hype myself up at the beginning like I normally do, but I'm not some salesman here, guys. I run Amazon businesses. I gross over $1 million a year on the products I run in my spare time, or like I only spend 5 to 5 hours a week on Amazon. My main job is working at Helium 10. And before I even worked at Helium 10, I had launched over 400 products for other people as a consultant. And I've used many different tools. I used to be that person who had like 10 different tool subscriptions before I knew about Helium 10. So I'm not just coming to you as some salesman saying, oh, you only need Helium 10. No, I mean, I've been I have been in, and I am exactly in your guys' shoes out there. And I could say without a doubt that Helium 10 is all you need. Phaeton says, when I do product targeting and I don't have the keyword that was searched for in my listing, how is the rank juice handled there for me? Product targeting and I don't have the keyword that was searched in my listing. I'm not sure I understand your question, Phaeton. If you're doing like product targeting ads, that's where you're targeting an ASIN, right? Or you're talking about just regular keyword targeting, product targeting. Let me know what you're talking about, Phaeton. Hopefully I can get back to your question. We now have 472 questions that I have to get to. I'm obviously not going to have enough time here. Let's keep going. Don't forget, guys, if you just joined, you missed what the offer is. 50% off your first month. You go to helium10.com/KR2021. Shahriyar says, how do you track which keyword is specifically giving us a specific number of sales? Amazon doesn't make that information available. You could see which ones are getting the most clicks if you have what's called brand analytics from Amazon. How many keywords or search terms do you suggest a listing should have? It all depends on the niche. You know, for coffin shelf niche, there's only a very limited number. Even if you're scraping the bottom of the barrel, you're not going to find too many keywords that are related to coffin shelf. Now, you go on the opposite end of the spectrum. The other thing we talked about today was collagen peptides. You're not going to have enough room in your listing for all the keywords that could potentially be related to collagen peptides. So it kind of depends on the niche that you're in. Michael says, is there a possibility with Helium 10 to beat Amazon with the keywords? Well, I mean, if you're talking about products that are shipped and sold by Amazon, yeah, I mean, they don't have much listing optimization. You know, sometimes people say, oh, no, I don't want to compete with Amazon. That's fine. You know, sometimes you might not want to, you know, especially like, you know, I'm not going to go compete on the smart speaker with Alexa or something like that. Oh, by the way, I'm going to test something really quick. I'm going to mess up everybody's Alexa right now. Alexa, play the Serious Sellers podcast. Let's see if that happens to anybody. Oh, it didn't work. It didn't even work on mine, so it didn't work. Anyways, yeah. Anyway, smart speaker. I'm not going to compete with Amazon on smart speaker. But what happens if they are doing a product? A lot of times you'll see the Amazon listing is not very well optimized. So I'm fully confident that if you're using Helium 10, you're going to find more keywords that maybe even the Amazon listing might not even have. And in those cases, now guess what? You're not even competing with, or they're not even competing with you on those keywords because they don't even have it in their listing. All right. What else? Laura, can you show the search filter to find keywords my competitors are not ranking for or not trying to rank for? Can you show the search filter to find? Yes, Laura, that's watch the replay. That is one of the things one of the top 10 strategies I showed today. Right. Or Laura, if you've got Helium 10, look in Cerebro and then hit the learn button in Cerebro and then watch the video about how to compare yourself with your competitor. And you'll find the exact ones that either your competitor is not ranking for and you are, or the opposite, the ones that your competitor is ranking for it and you're not. Teresa says, do you offer one-on-one coaching? No, sorry. I wish I did. I did back in the day, but not any longer. No time for that. Oh, there goes my Zoom screen is frozen again. All right, let me try and there we go. What is the difference between cumulative indexing over traditional indexing? I'm not sure, Omar. I don't use those terminologies myself. If you're talking about though the thing in index or in index checker, that doesn't even sound right. Am I like mispronouncing one of our tool names? I think it is called index checker. All you need to worry about is that last column. The last column means yes or no if you are indexed or not. That's all you need to worry about for keywords. But as a verb, I don't say traditional indexing. Like, so maybe I'm not on the same page as you there. Adriana says, does it have a bad impact on rankings to turn off the PPC campaigns at night? In some situations, I would say yes. I strongly preach never turn off your PPC listings or your PPC campaigns. Always keep it on. and most experts for PPC, much smarter than me and PPC, will say the same thing. Jarrett says, can you expand on how CPR 8-day giveaways can enhance your focus on certain keywords? So that's when you're using services or running your own Facebook ads and send people to a search for your keywords, and then how many you would need if you're doing discounted ones to give you the best chance to get to page 1. Simon says, I missed the message about Amazon recommended rank. Could you explain that again? Just make sure to go back and rewind this once you get the replay, and it'll talk about it. It's basically, we're showing you the Amazon scoring system for the keywords that, for any product, what they think that a product should advertise for. All right. Amir says, why Helium 10 doesn't cover Amazon Singapore and United Arab Emirates markets. Well, we don't have enough requests for it. We open up in the marketplaces where we get the most requests from. So what if there's ever a new marketplace that you guys want to use with Helium 10, go into Helium 10, and at the very top there's a question mark. Hit that question mark, and then use our suggestions feature in order to ask to submit it. Jeffrey says, I'm in a honeymoon period ranking for 6,000 search volume keyword, no giveaways. My keyword is in the title, position 34. Yep, there's the Maldives honeymoon method for you right there. How do you recommend giving myself to the top 10? Should I do a PPC exact on the keyword or another giveaway? Yeah, either of those will help. High bid, PPC exact, getting you to the very top of the page, and then hopefully that people will buy. Or you can use a service in order to do that for you, through search, find, buy. But absolutely. And then it says, how do you recommend I stick? There's no help that we can get for sticking. Some people will still pay these services like AZ Rank to like send 1 or 2 orders a day, for 2 months just to keep them there. But my personal opinion is that if you've got to do that, you've done something wrong. Like, I never try to get to page 1 of a keyword that I know that I cannot convert immediately once I get there. All right. So if you think you need 10, 15 reviews to go after a certain keyword, well, don't go after that keyword until you get 10, 15 reviews. All right. But I do not try and get to page 1 unless I have a strong feeling that I'm going to stick there myself just with organic sales. All right. Lisa says, what happens after the first month? I'm assuming you're talking about this plan right here. Is there any promotion? No, you would go back to the regular price, Lisa. But it's worth it. Trust me. How do you find the top 10 rank for recommended when you had to find out what words Amazon recommends? All right. So in Cerebro, you're in Cerebro. You click the drop down menu for match type and you select Amazon recommended only. And then there's a filter that says Amazon recommended rank. I put minimum 1, maximum 10. You could do whatever. You could do minimum 1, maximum 100, whatever you want. But that's the way that I did that. Good question, Carl. I am falling farther and farther. Now we're up to 563 questions. You guys are incredible. I love it. What's the value of implementing an exact keyword phrase into your organic copy versus implementing individual words? Eli, what we're doing is we're sending relevancy signals to Amazon. All right. You don't have to have words in exact phrase to be searchable or indexed by Amazon. But especially in the beginning of an Amazon listing's life, the way that Amazon views how it understands what your product is about is by your listing. And yes, it's going to take the individual words, but it gives weight to the words that you have in phrase form. All right. If I've got Gothic coffin shelf in my title, Amazon knows right off the bat, wow, this is an important keyword. Or yeah, Gothic coffin shelf is an important keyword for this listing. If I just had Gothic in my title, coffin in my bullet points, and shelf in my description, sure, I'll be indexed for it. But from Amazon's viewpoint, I might not be as relevant to that keyword. Paul says, what's the best way to learn from the videos? I'm assuming you're talking about the Helium 10 training videos, is just sitting there and going through it. Instead of going through the tool in the learn button, I suggest doing it through the academy. So just go to academy.helium10.com and do it from there. what is the minimum number of keywords that you would expect to rank for? I mean, if you've been on Amazon for a month and you run Cerebro on your listing, I mean, you should be in the top 7 pages for already like hundreds of keywords, because that's just the way Amazon works. Now, that doesn't mean that you're getting sales from hundreds of keywords. I mean, if you're on page 6 or 7 of a keyword, that really doesn't mean that much, right? But if that's what you're asking, yeah, you should hundreds of keywords after the first month. Jamie says, why are there some products that have been for a long time on Amazon yet don't show sales and graphs in Helium 10 X-ray? Well, that's if a product doesn't have a BSR or a category, then we can't make estimations on it. We're not going to just like throw in some random number. We only give you guys estimations on things that we're pretty confident about. And what makes us confident is when we can see the BSR history there. Would you recommend to an Amazon shop in the USA market for European residents? Absolutely, Gael. Absolutely. I know tons of successful people who live in Europe and who are selling on Amazon.com. Can we search keywords in English used in Spanish? Usman, I'm sorry, I don't understand your question there. Praveen says, should I remove the ASIN after doing the test PPC campaign? I need the same product with the same GTIN. No, you can't do that. Once you've used the GTIN, you can never use that again. So you have to use a different one. How do I get a new ASIN for the same GTIN? No, you can't. Usually you can't. I mean, maybe you can get an Amazon employee to do that for you, or like you might find a customer service rep who might do it, but no, the GTIN or UPC that you use for the test listing is a throwaway. It's got to be a throwaway one. You can never use that again. Rio says, how do you check for keywords or how a product will sell if there are only 2 or 3 similar products in that niche? Well, I recommend looking at that PPC test listing, that method that we talked about. That's in Freedom Ticket. All right. So I think that's in week 3 of Freedom Ticket for Project X. So find out about the PPC test listings and that'll help you. And Keith says, is Hindi language video available for better understanding? No, but if we have enough requests for that, we do a lot of subtitles in all of our training videos in Freedom Ticket. We've got English subtitles to help you. Some people it helps, but we can do any subtitles. We can do Japanese, we can do Spanish, we can do Hindi. Just let us know. That would be a feature request. Can keywords, John says, can keywords be added, modified after a listing is created? Absolutely. 100%. Francisco says advantages between the Diamond and the Platinum plan. Diamond gives you like sub-user account access. Like if you want to give employees their own access to the tool, you get more keywords to track. You get more follow-up on emails. The biggest difference between Diamond and Platinum, or by the way, you also get more Amazon accounts. Like if you have more than a couple Amazon accounts, the biggest difference is you get the full PPC tool ads so that you can go in and fully manage your PPC. If you only have the Platinum plan, you only have the visibility of your analytics in PPC, but you can't actually do anything. We have the full management software for PPC is the biggest importance for me for why the Diamond plan is better. But if you're brand new on Amazon and you are not selling on Amazon yet, I'll tell you right now, don't get the Diamond plan. You don't need it. I mean, maybe my bosses will get mad at me for saying that, but I keep it real. You don't need the Diamond plan. If you're selling on Amazon and you're running PPC, which you should, I very strongly feel you should get a Diamond plan. How aggressive is your PPC launch strategy? This is from Adam. It's fairly aggressive. I go really high bid in the beginning and I do a lot higher budget because in that honeymoon period, in my experience, at least on the products that I've launched, is the niches that I'm choosing. In the beginning, Amazon just like will show me for anything I want as long as my bid is high enough. Like they'll just show me like crazy number of impressions in the beginning of a listing. Sunita says, months ago, I started auto PPC and I was very confused. PPC and commission on profits in Helium 10. Is PPC and commission go to Amazon? So yeah, your PPC goes to Amazon. Your commission goes to Amazon. So your commission is 15% in most categories of your sale price will go to Amazon, and your PPC, your cost per click, every time somebody clicks on one of your ads, that fee goes to Amazon as well. And those are covered inside of Helium 10 profits tool. Brandon Mir says, can I use AZ rank for German market? If not, any tips on how to start search, find, buy method? I don't know. You can ask them. I've never used them for a German market, but you can ask them. If not, you could do Facebook ads. There's a lot of different ways to do search, find, buy method for Germany. Connor says, if I sign up for Helium 10 now, do I get the Freedom Ticket as well? Yes, you do. If you don't have Helium 10, you can still get Freedom Ticket. You just go to freedomticket.com, but it costs $997. So, would I love to get $997? Yes, but I'll tell you right now, if any of you guys pay $997 for a Freedom Ticket, if you were here, I'd slap you in the face. Unless you're a woman. I would never slap a woman in the face. I would slap any dude in the face who pays $997 for Freedom Ticket. All right? Because you can get it with Helium 10 for only $97 a month, and you get the full entire Helium 10 suite. So don't pay $1,000, guys, for a Freedom Ticket. Does Amazon allow? You see, I combine Amazon and allow. Does Amazon allow keyword stuffing? If it's in a field that is not visible, yes. Your back-end search terms, your description, if you have A+ content, yes. But not in any public-facing thing. Like, you don't want to keyword stuff your title or bullet points. Amazon hates that. You wouldn't want to do that anyways. It's not a good buyer experience. Did everybody sign up for Serious Sellers Podcast? Make sure you guys download it. We got some cool episodes coming out this weekend. What is a good limit of keyword search results to analyze? Oh, I already answered that question. What do sellers get paid? I mean, you get paid everything outside of what you're paying in PPC and your shipping costs and your Amazon commission. Why would one get ranked for irrelevant, forbidden keywords? Well, the only way, that's almost like an oxymoron, Amar, because the only way that you are going to get ranked, usually, for a forbidden keyword that you don't have in your listing is if you convert for it in PPC. And if you convert for a keyword in PPC, can you really consider that keyword irrelevant? To me, if I convert for a keyword, regardless of my personal feelings on that keyword, it must be relevant. Tammy says, is the IQ score correct and accurate? Well, yeah. I mean, it's 100% accurate in that, remember, it's not trying to tell you something good or bad. It literally is just a simple calculation between the competitors and the search volume. All right. Jari says, dang it, missed the last 4 out of 5 bonus tips. Sorry, Jari. Unfortunately, it's 2 of those, or at least 2 or 3 are not going to be in the replay. That's why you got to come, guys, early to the webinars and stay to the end. Oleg says, Smart Complete for my main keywords is 110. Do you recommend to do broad campaign? Sure. I mean, even if something is only 10 or 5 for Smart Complete, that doesn't mean I'm not going to do a broad campaign. It just at least gives me the visibility to understand what my reach is. So when if you see something that's 100 for your main keywords, Oleg, and you're only getting like 40 different keywords, well, you're not going to be surprised. Now you're like, okay, yeah, 40 is pretty decent because there's only 100 possibilities I could even show up for. All right. So it's kind of like meant to temper your expectations. Elena says, I bid more than suggested bid, but I have no impressions. All right. So like I said, first of all, sometimes that suggested bid is way off and it really needs to be way higher. Other times you got to make sure that you're indexed for it as well. So use Index Checker in Helium 10 to make sure that you're even indexed for that keyword that you're trying to do in PPC. Harsh says, do reviews really matter? Absolutely, reviews matter. And a lot of, just think of how reviews matter to you as a seller or as a buyer. All right, maybe 2 more questions here, guys. Is there an expiration on the 50% off first month offer? That's a good question. I don't know. Like usually there is. So this code might expire in the next few days. However, if you guys are watching this on the replay like months from now and you can't use this code, just hit up customer service and say, hey, if you've never used a coupon before, and just say, hey, I watched this keyword research webinar replay like months later and I can't use this code. Can you give me another code? And they'll hook you up, hopefully, if you mention this webinar. Kobe says, do you have promotions for platinum members as well to entice us to try the diamond plan? Kobe, if you have not used any coupon in the last 6 months, maybe you can't use this website, but try to use the coupon code KR2021 and you can get 50% off your first month of diamond. Let's see here. Esther says, how many searches does free plans allow per day? It depends on different tools. Each tool is different, but you don't get many searches for if you're a free. Oh yeah, I forgot to say. Oh no, she did say free plans. If you're on the free Helium 10 plan, you barely are. I'll just be straight with you. You're not going to be able to use the tool that much. So the free plan is good just to get your feet wet, just to see what it's about. But you're not going to be able to do much with the free plan. By the way, guys, this wasn't mentioned in the slides, but any of you guys who are still on the fence about getting a Helium 10, even at this 50% discount, is a money back guarantee for the first 30 days. So you've been using this for 25 days and you're like, you know what? Forget Amazon. I'm going to sell on Etsy. Well, we don't have any tools for Etsy right now. Helium 10 is obviously not for you. Guess what? Just message Helium 10 to say, hey, I haven't had this for 30 days yet and I want to get a refund. They'll refund your money. All right. So there's risk-free to try this out. Helium 10, guys, the platinum plan. So guys, sign up right now, somewhere below here, helium10.com/KR2021. All right, guys, that is all the time I have for questions. If you guys have more questions about Helium 10 strategy, actual Helium 10 use, we have 24/7 customer support. So all of you who signed up today or who are already Helium 10 members, at the very bottom right, there's a chat that we will instantly reply, like within 2 or 3 minutes max. We'll reply to you if you have any Helium 10 related questions. If you guys have Amazon related questions, like a lot of these were Amazon strategy, you have four best ways to go. All right. Number one, we have the free Helium 10 members Facebook group that everybody who was on today's webinar, if you're not in there, we can get you in there to the Helium 10 members users Facebook group. 50,000 Helium 10 users in there. All right. Number two, you can sign up for more personalized coaching, like in smaller groups, not like this where I have 2,000 people all trying to ask me questions, but you can go into smaller groups in the Helium 10 Freedom Ticket Extra program, coaching program. And you can sign up for that at $77 a month. That's at helium10.com/FTX. FTX. Number three, Serious Sellers Podcast. All right, guys, sign up for this right now on your iPhone or on your Alexa device or on Spotify, whatever. And we've got tons of great information there. And we even go into Clubhouse twice a week where you can ask us a little bit of questions, but it's very limited there. And they're huge groups. Sometimes you usually can't get in. So Freedom Ticket Extra is the best way to go if you want more personalized help. We also have our blogs where we always give you guys good strategies. So just go to helium10.com/blog. So guys, thank you so much for joining on here. I'm going to go into my phone here and repost all of your Instagram stories that you posted to Helium 10 and to us. So thank you guys for the support, and we'll see you in our next training. Bye-bye.